glad to see you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. And again, I think we're still an immature basketball team that's growing and learning and getting more experience to be able to do that, and still trying to find some combinations that really make us look good. And but again, I'll take the win, and excited to see different growths and different kids that are able to step up. But overall, I was really disappointed in the second half of just how we came out of that. And we've talked all year on that we have to compete. And in that second half, I really didn't think we competed at all. Well, we lost the second half, and that for me is not good. So we've got to be able to learn from that, grow from that. But again, it was immaturity and things that we have to learn how to overcome. And 2 games in a row where we get a big lead, and then now we lose focus and all of that stuff that we have to do a much better job of understanding championship basketball. We won't win many games in the ACC with that type of effort down the stretch. Questions?
Lance, when you have an effort like that, like this, how good is it to at least have it in non-conference where you have a lot of new, a lot of inexperience trying to learn through these things?
Yeah, no, and it's the whole difference, and again, usually you would have those games and those scrimmages and those exhibitions and all of those things where you can simulate it. And now, you can't, and the differences between this team and the team before, and, again, just the rebounding 18-0 boards by them was, is that we stood and watched it. And, you can't simulate that as much during practice. But now whenever you talk about it, now we can go back and watch film and that stuff. And obviously we're trying to gain confidence and stuff in our team of what they can do. And now you add those new players in, and now who's going to take ownership of our team. And we're still trying to figure that out a little bit. But yeah, no, it really is nice that we can do it right now as opposed to after December 10th, whenever we start ACC play.
Had, 25 points off of turnovers. Just how happy were you with the ability to defensively that you've been working on, being able to turn that defense into quick offense and quick baskets?
Yeah, no, and that's something, Terry Mitchell has done a great job with our defense this year. And, especially in the first half, I thought we had some energy, we had some bounce in our step. And then the second half, I thought a lot of that evaporated, and we really struggled to generate energy. And, and that's still, we're looking for that leader in that role to be able to, who can hold people accountable and be able to then make plays. And, and so that's in this new atmosphere, and new that your team has to generate that energy. And we're still worried about ourselves a little bit too much. And we've got to be able to get through that piece and think of team over self.
When you look at Destiny and what Sandra and were able to do in points today, maybe not their best games to have a first impression for the season in their Pitt careers, just what did you like of their bounce back today?
Yeah, no, and again, I thought, the first half, I thought Des really gave us a outside punch, and that, is really, I think, long-term is her ability to shoot it really helps us. And again, it's that ability to stay focused for long periods of time. And I'm really excited about the things Sandrine is going to be able to do from a point guard perspective of just, she's a true point guard whenever we're trying to make those other kids point guards. And she's a true point that understands the role. And, and again, she's never been in that environment, in that, the pressure of that. A lot of times during practice, she's on our scout team. But again, I see huge growth in her. And, and I think come later on in the year, she's going to be a big part of what we're trying to do. And because that allows Day and Amy and those kids to be in their more natural position.
Early season basketball kind of is what it is, Lance, especially without scrimmages and exhibitions, which you've mentioned so many times. How big is it getting to the free throw line when you have broken possessions? And you all really shot the ball well from there today.
Yeah, no, and and Jayla just overall helps us so much, and and just because she can make plays, and and that being able to go attack and get to the rim and do those things that, and she just has a higher basketball IQ that she really helps us be able to do that. And then whenever you have her and Day, there's one of those defenders that we can pick on a little bit and be able to go attack. And and I think those kids did a nice job of getting to the free throw line and converting a lot of those plays. And so that really helps us to be able to score while the clock stops and it gets their team in foul trouble.
2-0, and obviously I'm sure you have some things you want to improve on, but just to have 2-0 and to have so much promise this early in the season, how excited does that as a coach make you for what this team could be?
Yeah, you know, there are glimpses. There's glimpses of really good basketball, and as you can see, our program moving forward, and you know, and that for me is huge. Is that we've worked tirelessly as coaches and assistant coaches to put a better product on the floor, and you see moments of that, and now you want more and more from those kids, and being able to understand value of possessions and how energy and you know all of those things that we have to keep growing in, but there's a lot of really good moments, and I'm excited about the future of what I think we can become.
I know that it's the first. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Coach, we saw a lot of really good early three-point shooting that I think was really crucial to energizing this team all throughout the first half. Was that the game plan going in, is to drain from three a whole bunch, or did that just come naturally?
Well, their defense is designed to control the paint and, you know, and force the ball out. And so we knew that if we would attack the paint, then we had to be able to kick, and we feel good about our movement, and our spacing has been pretty good. And so, but going into it, we knew that we had to attack and get it to the paint. And then we talked a lot in our prep of being able to then kick it and plus ones and some of that stuff. And we were going to be open for some shots. And I feel good about our ability to shoot it, you know, and that we've got different kids that can, you know, shoot the basketball and have proven during practice that they can shoot it. And so now they've got that green light to be able to play. And so, yeah, so that was, we were hoping to be able to do that. We thought we would be able to go attack them a little bit and get into the paint and be able to make some plays. Anything else? All right. Well, if not, thank you guys so much. And now we'll go into finals, and then we'll catch y'all after that and here for the Delaware game. All right. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all being here and watching.
Hey, Jayla, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. First half probably was about as exciting as it gets for you. Just how was it for you, just as this team just seeing so much go right in that first half?
It was pretty exciting for me because I feel like it was a lot of people was kind of pumped up being that a lot of transfers from here went over there. So I think like coming in, it's like the people that went there don't know me and I don't know them. So it was like I was able to just play and like play off everybody else because I felt like their momentum kind of got me going.
Was there anything in particular you guys worked on at practice in between the last game and this game, and how do you feel that those went today?
We worked on rebounding like a lot during practice, and I feel like we displayed that a lot during the first half. But I feel like the second half we kind of lost like touch of it, but I feel like we are making progress towards rebounding.
In that second half, was that more mental? Was that just mistakes piling up and just one thing led to another? What would you put your finger on it with?
I think mental. I felt like we got hit with a little bit of adversity and we didn't know how to flip the switch again. I felt like we came in kind of with the mindset like nobody had the energy to keep going, or like to put our like to keep it going. So it was like I don't really know how to explain it, but it was like I don't know how to explain it. I'm sorry.
You guys were very aggressive in getting to the free throw line. You went 10 for 10. Just how much do you and this team in turn pride themselves on finding aggressions and finding a way to get the ball in the basket one way or another?
That's something we're really big about in practice. His main thing is the only turnover that's allowed really kind of is an attack turnover. So it's like we always are trying to attack. And if we don't, it's like we know like we can't get the next person open or like the ball really moving. It's like with our attacks, we know that we could get the next person open.
You mentioned the rebounding. With the amount of O boards they had 18 O boards. Just how much of an importance is that to get back to the drawing block and just maybe try to get more active hands instead of just watching balls go into other hands?
I think all of those came from second half, and that's where I told you that's where I feel like we had our mental block because we were holding them. I believe we were plus maybe 6 or 7. We were plus 4 going into halftime, like leading on rebounds on both ends. So like I said, I feel like that was a mental thing, like a mental block we had, honestly, the second half.
How satisfied were you then with the defense? You guys were able to turn the ball over. You guys scored 25 off the turnover, a lot of that in the first half. But just how much closer do you feel you guys are defensively?
I feel like we're still getting there. I feel like we are, I would say probably 50% right now, because I feel like we still could be like a little bit more faster and like have a little sense of urgency. But I think we are getting there.
Having different players step up today as well that maybe didn't step up in the first game, how good is that to see that there's so many players that can, when their name's called, that they can find ways to produce?
I honestly love it because it's a lot of people, a lot of freshmen that I personally have played with in the past that put their heads down, like just when they aren't getting the minutes. So it's like when they come in, they're seeing this group of freshmen just come in, like even with the 2-3 minutes that they are getting and still capitalizing off those minutes and still being some type of positive impact on the game. When they get in, I feel like that is really, I feel like that's amazing. I feel like that could go deep into the season and they may not realize it, but it's like when you have a bench that could come in and also help you play, you can take a lot of rest like on those starters or like those people that are getting those big minutes and still be able to trust that next group of people to come in.
I know this is finals week for you guys. Good luck on that, by the way. But just for you guys in the week between, how nice is it maybe to have a week in between games and maybe hit that refresh button a little bit as opposed to just boom, game, boom, game?
I think it's really good. I think this is the time where we are going to work on a lot of things. This is the time where we're going to focus on us. It's not a time now that we're going to do scout or work on this person game or how to guard this person or this play that could be running. It's all about us right now, what we need to work on.
Good day. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Overall takeaways from this game, good first half, a lot to work on with the second half. Which do you want to focus on more? Just do you like the first half or is it the second half right now given that things just kind of unfolded a little bit how they did?
The second half, obviously we have to work on things that we're not good at, so we'll focus more on the second half and coming out strong like we did in the first half.
For you personally as a leader, you have a line of 14, 8, and 6. Just how nice is that you have a rounded game like you had last game too, just being able to find teammates, being able to find that next play and see that next play for yourself and your team?
We have playmakers, so it all depends on them. They're knocking down shots, and I'm able to rack up assists, and they're able to take good shots, so I'm able to get around the rim and rebound the ball. So it really focuses on my teammates being able to find open lanes and knocking out shots.
Just how much fun has this stretch been with this team, just in practice, getting a chance to call each other out and get things going? And then you guys have obviously 2 wins. Those were a little bit harder to come by last year. Just how has it been being able to find success early and just enjoy being around each other?
It's definitely fun being able to win ball games like we do. I can tell that we've learned a lot from last year, so it's still a steady grind, but we're getting better and better every day, and that's all we can ask for.
Coach Terry's obviously taken an ownership with the defense. Just how has that been, enjoying just being able to find success on that end of the ball and turn that defense into quicker opportunities on the offensive side?
It's definitely been beneficial to what we've been able to create on offense. Coach Terry does a really good job letting us know and teaching us these defenses. So as long as we follow her lead, then I think we'll be good.
In terms of closing a game, how much of an experience does this maybe help you guys moving forward? Maybe you guys were able to finish, but obviously there were some rough patches along the way as well.
It just teaches us to stick to what we know. I think in that second half we kind of got away from the things that we were doing good in the first half. Basically stick to what we know. Don't get tired of doing what's right.
I know there was a little bit of circle around this game, given that some teammates are now ex-teammates. Just how was that to just focus on you guys and just focus on the task at hand, especially given that strong start, just getting able to get fired up early on?
We just came out thinking it's another ball game. There was no animosity around the game. Just coming out, it's another team. We're facing another team. Doesn't really matter whose face is on the jersey. We just come out and play ball.
How nice was it? Maybe there was a couple players that weren't able to step up last game that did get their name and number called today and were able to succeed. Just how is that, just being a part of that, just being able to see that you have trust in anybody on the roster that they can come in and succeed?
It helps us. It definitely helps us. Just staying ready, even like you said, some people didn't get their name called last game, but this game they did. Just stepping up, being ready whenever your name is called. So it definitely helps us.
Having a week in between game now, and obviously you guys have finals as well, how nice will it be to maybe hit a little bit of a reset button and work on some things and be able to see some growth in some areas?
I think it's very beneficial for us. Oh, sorry, there was a comment.
Yeah, there's a comment.
It's very beneficial for us to be able to see what things we can work on, what we need to get better at, and stick to the things we know.